It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back Monday through Friday.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap.
All right, y'all. We normally come on in the morning time, Tuesday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. But my Takeover Legend family said they needed some companionship to deal with the anxiety. My curtain all crazy. To deal with the anxiety that this election is causing right now. Jay Black should be here in a few minutes. He's just he said give him like 5-10 minutes. He's just off the last rally in Philly yesterday. He saw the festivities, Barack, Oprah, the whole shebang. Yes, people, it is early. If you are in the Burlington County area, I guess the polls just closed at 9 o'clock. If you're already online, stay online. Once you are online, you're good. A lot of controversy happened today in Burlington County. They had to shut down some spots. Some people had to go to different locations. I told y'all this morning my little fiasco of the scanner wouldn't read my ballot, my big-ass flyer ballot, poster-looking ballot, and kept saying not, I don't know, something. So I had to flip it, rub it, do a whole bunch of stuff. But it went through. Miss Clark on the other hand, Miss Clark over here, she already on here. Miss Clark went through a whole bunch. Yeah, this is anxiety-ridden, nail-biting. Everybody chill, relax. Lady Q is on here. Everybody relax. It's early. It's early. I've been glancing. Certain places, we already knew what was going to go down. It's a weird time. It was tense at my job. It was tense. Not amongst the employees. We was all good. You could see it in the customers. It's like they didn't want to say nothing to me. Yeah, can I get I want to send this overnight. How you doing? Yeah. Okay. I ain't see the Trumpsters coming. I ain't see the mega hats coming. He got 154 electoral votes. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's early. Everything is early, y'all. Just everybody calm it down. Let me put the CNN feed on for y'all so we can stay updated on everything that's going on. Nobody jump off a bridge. Everybody relax. Shelly said, for the record, I have had the Hallmark channel on all day. Laugh out loud. I have checked Facebook and IG. I just see people have voted. Yeah, but you're here with us now. So the Hallmark channel festivities that you thought you were going to have all night, and you were going to try to ignore the stress and anxiety that everybody else is under. You're here with us now, Shelly. So far, it's all expected red states, so no surprises. No surprises in Florida. Now, Florida, one surprise that I had in Florida is the law to legalize weed, they turned that down again. Y'all don't like weed in Florida? Y'all don't like weed in Florida? Like, one of the laws that got turned that was the weed thing. I said, wow. Florida don't like weed. Y'all don't got the love. Y'all ain't got love for weed. Emmy McKee, what up, mama? We only here. I'm only gonna be here for I'm gonna wait for Jay to get here so he can tell us how the rally was, how his experience was. If y'all want to express whatever you're feeling right now, regardless of what happens tonight or if the results don't happen for a few days, we're on tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Regardless. I ain't trying to put no jinx out there. I'm just trying to say, hey, relax. We're going to be fine. Either way, we have no choice but to be fine. Either way. Either way, y'all. I got my mom. It's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to my dad. My daughters was over here celebrating my dad's birthday. Ironically, me and my dad's longest conversations have always been about politics and sports. And ironically, his birthday falls on election day. I think that's it's a little irony. For those who think I'm playing, I do have the CNN feed on here.
Most of the outstanding votes, these circles tell you the larger the circle,
This is all
the more
night.
outstanding votes were still waiting to be counted. And the color tells you how the votes coming in so far in that area. So you see a lot of blue up here. Virginia now has become a blue state.
So I got it on here for y'all. So we'll give updates. I'll get Jay Black. DJ Super. Shout out to Super, who was DJing at the polls. Not the strip club. The polling. The poll. I just finished DJing my last polling place in Philly at 8 p.m. The Spanish Trump supporters were out of pocket. Man, it is so crazy. The Spanish Trump supporters, the Latino Trump supporters. I don't have an explanation. Yeah. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't have an explanation. It's a weird world we live in. And we said, I want to send you the link. I just don't want to veer off because every time I try and veer off, let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I can send Envy the link without getting off this joint. Once Jay Black gets on here, I'll have him send you the link. Jay Black will be up and should be here in 5 minutes. So we can get Envy on here. I knew I should have sent you the damn link. When I was sending it, something told me to put your email in there. Yeah, tomorrow. We're here tomorrow regardless, y'all. So I'm not trying to set y'all up for nothing. I'm just trying to tell you, life has to continue. Like, I know we're all invested. And the investment is serious. I know. I get it. And maybe if I say, listen, I don't know which way this is going to go. I ain't going to tell you how I feel right now about this. I hope it's going to be close. But like I've been telling you, I wasn't worried about November 5th. I'm worried about November 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, because it's going to be treacherous out here. It absolutely is. And whether y'all like it or not, we still going to laugh tomorrow. Hopefully, we will have a celebration. I doubt everything's going to be done and settled by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I'll be shocked either way. If they can settle all this by tomorrow morning, we have a clear-cut winner. I'll be shocked either way if there's a clear-cut winner by tomorrow morning. And I got a time. I can't stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning. People, I got things I got to do in the morning tomorrow. Everybody saying what's up. Miss Parker saying what's up. Super. Miss Parker. All right, I got you, Envy. I'm just waiting for him. Also, I would just send it. It won't be settled by then. They're counting every vote. And it was weird. It was very unorganized. Like you would think the one thing in this country that would be uniform and would be, I literally talked to, let me see, it was me, Monica, 5 different people. Had 5 different experiences voting today. In my voting situation, it couldn't scan my ballot. The poll worker told me it's illegal for me to touch it. I can't touch it. So I had to figure out why this thing wasn't scanning. So I had to turn it this way and turn it that way and flip it and doing all this other stuff. Another person who was in the same conversation voted. They wrote their joints down. And then they put it through the scan. Jay Black, I think, is about to be in the building. 5 people and this little sample size of 5 people all had 5 different experiences that they went through voting today. Like I told you, Miss Clark went to her voting spot, and those machines were down. They had to send her off to the municipal building. Everybody's had different experiences, which is weird to me because, once again, I'll repeat, if there's one thing in this country that should be a uniform thing, that this is the way it happens in every city, in every town, everywhere, should be you do this, and you do that. Maybe that's too ideal for me to say, but I'm thinking that is the way it's supposed to be. It won't be set up by the
Yeah, my mom called me freaking out because once she signed in, they said, "Oh, our machines are down. You can leave your ballots with us."
Yes, that's another experience that I heard people have.
So she said, "Wait, how do I know my vote getting? Oh, we're gonna make sure we got officials here. We're gonna make sure everything. When we get a new system, the systems is down. We only got one. They only had one of the voter boxes things. Or whatever.
Yes.
So I was like, "Oh, so you just left? You just left them with your ballot?"
What is she supposed to do?
I know, because she checked in. Once you sign in, you in. You can't come back and say,
You can't. What do you want? Like,
that just sounds real suspect. That just sounds real suspect. I'm just saying, it sounds real suspect.
Everything.
What up, Envy McKee?
She said, send her the link if you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My voting experience was smooth. We're only gonna be up for about 25, 30 minutes, y'all. I want to hear Jay Black's experience about being at the rally, his second rally. He went from never being ever to a political rally to going to 2 back-to-back rallies and being in the front row watching Oprah do a mic check, sound check. Pause.
Yeah, she can't see that one. Let me send it this way. Oh, go ahead, keep going. Don't worry about me.
And the only other way, and I don't want to scare nobody, the only other way that these votes will be tabulated and everything will be said and done is if it's a landslide one way or the other. That's the
I'm
only
about to say good
way.
morning, Afro Queen. Good morning. Good
What up,
evening.
Afro
Queen. I'm stressing. I can't even front. I know they said everything is how it was in 2020 and there's nothing that's shocking. But when you see 154 to 30, like she just won Delaware, I was like, woohoo, 3 electoral. And we need to get rid of these electoral.
Don't start with it because it's a whole rabbit hole we got to go down. That's a whole rabbit hole. The history on why electoral votes were created and all that stuff.
In and out.
I was in and out. A lot of people. Go ahead.
It was fast for me. It was real fast. For us to go, to get in. It wasn't no long lines and none of that. We didn't experience that. But it's just crazy when you hear your mom call you to say, "Look, they took my ballot, but the machines was down. They said they're gonna take care of it from here."
I'm telling you, I had a conversation with 5 people. All of us had separate experiences at the polls. None of them were exactly the same. They were all different.
I think Lady Q sister's still around.
I ended up going back to my polling place. We were not supposed to be sent to other district polls. Folks who went to the municipal building waited 2 hours only to return to the same spot. Well, damn.
And I just got an alert from Josh Superior. I clicked on his link, and he's saying we getting the B threats, the bomb. I guess you can say bomb, or you can say bomb. I said it. They getting threats in PA. Just like Georgia, they got 10 locations that they had to extend the polling. 10 threats in Georgia.
What did y'all think was going to happen?
Pennsylvania. What a coincidence. The 2 battleground states, Georgia and PA, are getting bomb threats.
Of course.
It's real suspect.
What I'm not going to let y'all do is act surprised about that tonight. What I'm not going to do is we not going to act surprised. We knew this coming in. Good evening, everyone.
It's coming. Asha said, "Don't worry about it. It's coming." I was with your sister yesterday, Ash. We were in front row, rocking out, representing history down at the rally. But I'm stressed. I don't like these numbers right now. I know it's early. I don't like them.
Well, look. Bottom line is this:
I don't like them.
If she don't win Pennsylvania, she can't win.
No, Pennsylvania's still a long way to go.
That's the bottom line. If she doesn't win Pennsylvania, there's really no road for her to win.
She's winning Pennsylvania.
Well, look, this is not football, y'all. This is not.
It do feel like it's a football game.
This is what I've been telling y'all. It's not. I've been telling y'all to stop this whole thing. I've been comparing this to a sports thing where people have picked teams and don't care what the other team's going through.
Envy McKee popping.
I've been trying to tell y'all this.
To know anything for days. No, I feel like we're gonna know a lot tonight, Afro Queen. Queen Born, good morning. Good evening. Can't say good morning to you.
Good evening. We will still be on tomorrow morning. We will still be on tomorrow morning, regardless of what happens, regardless of where this goes, y'all. Listen. I ain't trying to dampen nobody's spirit. Life has to go on regardless. Envy McKee is in the building.
Envy McKee
in the building. Let's see. Out of here.
I'm nervous.
Oh,
I'm nervous.
Your mic. I hear you. We don't hear you.
I hear.
Yeah, our mic don't sound like our mic.
No,
it don't sound like us.
They not like us.
Hold on.
Yeah. Well, she'll work on that. She'll get that together.
She'll get her mic together.
All right, so you're at the rally, Jay Black. You're at the rally. You're at an
yes, the energy. They get my energy back up.
And you're in the front row, which is crazy because it's only your second rally, and you maneuvered yourself into the front row.
That was my third rally. The more you volunteer and do stuff, the more they look out for you. So if I volunteer by getting the word out, that's considered volunteering. Okay. So I was able to get the blue wristband. I was the blue wristband. That means front and center, as I mentioned.
All right, so who killed it? There's a show. Who killed it?
Check.
Oh, she's coming in. She's coming in.
Yeah.
Check. Microphone checker 1 2 1 2. I said.
There we go.
Checker 1 2.
There you go. You're good. So Jay, you're there. You're in the front row. You saw. I saw the pictures. You're in the front row for the concert, for the rally, and give us the breakdown. Who killed it? Was there somebody who's did anything catch you where you were like, oh, did you catch the holy political ghost while you were there?
Well, no, obviously the Madam President to be, because she's winning. Obviously, her energy level is different. So is nobody topping that, no matter who comes out and speaks, from Josh Shapiro to all of them.
So Barack wasn't at this one. Barack wasn't at this one.
No, it wasn't Barack.
Okay.
It was the mayor, Cheryl Parker, the mayor of Philly, and the governor.
How much time get a mayor? How much time she get?
She had a good 20 minutes. She had a good 20 minutes.
20-minute set.
She did a 20-minute rock the crowd. Had you doing this, on this side.
Okay.
Fingers in the air, and she was getting it up. She told you how 2016 went, told you 2020, and now what we gotta do now. It was dope. She shouted out all the counties, the neighboring counties, obviously, because Pennsylvania, you don't want to just say what up to Philly. You gotta make sure you get Delco, you gotta get Montgomery, you gotta get Bucks County, you gotta you gotta get all the counties.
You gotta get Alabama in between.
Scranton, where you at, Scranton? I know y'all Scranton, PA up in here, and they were up in there. So that was dope. Jasmine Sullivan performed.
Okay.
Jasmine did a thing. Freeway and Just Blaze came out right after that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what was the reaction when Vice President Harris hit the stage? What was the reaction? What was the energy level? I should have uploaded that clip. Oprah brought her out after. As a matter of fact, I got a little clip right here, right before Beyonce, right before Madam came out. It was Oprah that introduced "Will I Am" for this. This is actually a dope song. Check this out.
Yes, she can. And to say it and sing it and drive that message home, put your hands together for Will I Mama, what's wrong with America? Why can't we get along in America? Something's going on in America. People entertained by the predator. We used to be united in America. Now we just.
I don't want to play the whole thing. Obviously, you got so many seconds.
Yeah. We got 10 seconds.
I never heard somebody use auto tune on a live song.
Yeah, that's
was he auto tune?
Yeah.
You
It
can
sounded
use
auto-
auto,
pay
yeah,
attention
you
to
can use auto tune on the live track. You definitely
That's
can.
what it sound like to me.
But go ahead, Jay.
Good morning. Good
What up,
evening,
Dan?
Diane. So yeah, so Will I Am, that was a really dope when you listen to the lyrics and you can hear very clearly. It was like, yo,
Yeah, it got
that's dope.
posted today. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fire. And then right after that, it was like, yes, she can.
Mhm.
Yes, she can. And then Oprah said, let's bring out Madam Vice President, Kamala Harris, and then the Beyonce freedom, the energy goes up. When Beyonce dropped, here she come, and it goes up. And she just rapped, she did a speech, kept it positive, talked about what's going to happen as we move forward, as long as we get out there and encourage our people to get out there. And that was, the highlight of the night for me. But performance wise, I thought the Roots, hands down, that energy that they only did like 3 joints, it wasn't even that many. But they rocked. The energy was right. With the Roots, the Lady Gaga, I don't know, the Ricky Martin, she bang or whatever. Living.
Oh, really?
Ricky Martin was out there.
Yeah, he was there.
I mean, he had Did Fat Joe speak at the one you were at?
Fat Joe, yeah, he spoke. He repped. He went in, spoke a little Spanish for his Boricuas, and he was talking to his peoples and the garbage line that from the rally. And
did he wear the sneakers that he purchased? Did he wear
and I said that. I said, why you buying them sneaks though? I yelled that out. Why you buying them sneaks though? Joe, but he was there. He was repping. He was saying why she's the best candidate. The vibe was right. The energy was right.
There's a lot of people.
It was thousands. If you go to TikTok and type in that rally in Philly, it's crazy to see the amount of people. I couldn't even tell how far back people was. I had my wristband. Look, I was like,
VIP rolling up.
I was like, no, and I did it the right way. I ain't call no favors in. I wasn't reaching out to no people. I knew Freeway was going to be there. I Kamal from the Roots. I was like, no, I'm going there just to support, and it was a legit dope experience. A lot of good energy, though. A lot of good energy.
So what is making you feel nervous? Did you pray?
No, what makes you feel nervous is when you start seeing, like, how do people rock with somebody that outright lie to you and deceive you and got all these issues, and he's still getting all of these votes. I was hoping for it to be a landslide in the other direction with like the states that he's supposed to win. I was hoping that we somehow flip those. But we're in a battle for states that we should win, like Virginia. Why are we in a battle? Like, if that's supposed to be us. And then the Georgia, it's super tight. I'm thinking, oh, well, I know them bomb threats affected that. When you got 10 locations with bomb threats called on you in PA, you got 5 more, whatever it was in PA. I could see how that could scare somebody from going to vote. If it was a bomb threat at your local office, and you might say, you know what, I ain't taking that chance. I'm good. It ain't worth it. You still go?
I would go.
Yeah, but there's some people, and all it takes is a bunch of people to be like, you know what? I ain't rocking with that.
This is the old okie doke that has been like, if you can't win on face value, you have to win on threats. If you can't win on face value, you have to win on violence. If you can't win, this is what they did to our ancestors in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Like, it is pure and simple. White supremacy does not want to be eradicated. The people that subscribe to white supremacy, I've said this out loud before, white people's sole function in incarnating on this planet has been to heal their line. Sole function. And they don't want to do that because, just like anything else, it's harder to look at yourself. It's harder to recognize that you're the problem. Right. And this is the same playbook. And our ancestors, shout out to John Lewis, they did the groundwork for us.
What up, TP?
And so there is no bomb threat. There is no conversation. There is no nothing. This guy in my polling place, and I live in
YT.
My polling place had his Make America Great Again hat on backwards. And honey, I came in fabulous. I made sure I was dressed to the 12s. I had on my little Converse, and I went in there fabulous with my pearls earrings on. Made sure I smelled good. Had a dress that was flowing 70 degrees, and I went in there and I voted with confidence.
Nice.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
My-
No, I-
And I'm going to say this also. Voting is our civic duty.
okay.
It is a function of our American citizenship. The fact that it is so complicated and distorted to do a simple civic duty, like every single person who is a citizen of this country should be registered to vote and should be required to vote in every election, full stop. That is the function of your citizenship. And everybody should be required to take civics class so they understand what the process is.
Mm.
Full
think
stop.
I think you should be required to take civics class. I think that would be. I don't know if you could require people to take part in an election.
Mm.
Yes.
But I guess if you require car insurance, you require. So yeah, I guess if you
can't
require,
you can't force somebody because
You
once
force
again,
somebody to get a gun license.
you don't force any because there are states that they don't force you to get a gun license. You can't force people and then say you want freedom. See, this is my thing with everything that goes on here. You can't when it conveniently fits your movement. People want to be like, this is the whole freedom of speech thing.
But this is not freedom of speech. Are you a citizen of this country?
It doesn't mean you have to take part in voting. Now I believe, like, I voted, but I understand. I understand people when they explain why they feel like this is not. I get it. I am not the person that thinks people are ignorant for not believing in this voting system. I understand the valid reasons that they will bring up. I don't partake in that. I will have my voice heard. But you can't require people to force people, because what's going to be the punishment if you don't vote?
It's not
At the end of the day,
we're thinking in terms of how we make everything about law and order. I'm not talking about that.
What'd she say, TP? Go ahead.
If everybody understood civics and how our government actually works, because, for example, Tim Walz's state, and remind me of what that state is. I can't remember right now.
Tim Walz is Wisconsin.
They have one of the highest voter turnouts in the country. I want to say in upwards of 70, 80%, something like that, which is crazy because it should be 100%, but okay. And they have some of the best dynamics as far as quality of life because so many people vote. And the fact that you're talking about all this whole country, the disparities, in contrast, some of the worst quality of life are the states that vote the least. So what we're talking about here is not about forcing people to vote, but giving people the information to recognize that the more that they take part in this process, there's a reason why these white people don't want us to vote. There's a reason why there aren't civic. I took civics class. There's a reason why they've set this whole thing up.
I get it. It makes sense. If you're being taught this growing up, you're going to be more involved because you're going to understand the process, and versus you waiting on your parents to tell you what to do as you get old. Yeah, you're not really invested. But if it's taught early on,
I agree with all that. I think, but something that needs to be talked about is why was it so easy? Has it been so easy for Donald Trump to divide our culture this thoroughly? Like, how is it that we are the unity amongst us has been broken up?
Yes, Tawana.
Like this, where you have so many. Listen, he didn't. The comedian did call Puerto Rico garbage. A lot of people, a lot of Puerto Ricans were like, "Hey, that was the final straw," which I thought was funny because the final straw should have been a long time ago. But okay,
not the fellatio microphone. That wasn't a straw, especially when you try to protect your kids. Is that
when an insurrection happens and an attack on the Capitol happens, and we can go amongst a bunch of things. But you do know there are still Puerto Ricans who strongly were, even with that, going to the ballot to
why?
This is the question.
Is it a question?
No, it's absolutely. Yeah, that's why I asked it. It's absolutely a question.
How many Puerto Ricans want to be white?
Well, we can't just base it on that. We have to go further than somebody wanting to be white.
Okay, so he is our toxic father. He is our toxic boyfriend. He is our narcissist that has love bombed these people. He's that dude who is
But
The celebrity is part of the culture.
well, I told you the most obsessive thing in this country is celebrity. And I've been saying this for years on this show. And
we're
you
in
can
an abusive relationship with this man.
no, we actually are, but we have to ask ourselves, what is it? What game plan did they have to be able to make this much of a movement inside our culture? And we can't simply just say people want it. There's
White
something here.
Yes, there is. And the part that everyone keeps missing is that white supremacy gets in you. It makes you hate yourself. And then on top of it, you have a narcissist. So it makes you hate yourself. Like these people that are voting for him, they're not voting for their lives. They're not voting for a better quality of life. They're voting for this idea that at least I can be white.
Mm.
I listen, I can't say you're right or wrong. I just
Have you ever gone to the African American Museum in DC?
no, I've gone to the one in Philadelphia. But before you get into that,
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Fry, nighttime election show, real quick.
there
Go ahead.
has to be a conversation on how this happened this easily, and it can't be as simple as this, and this. There's a divide, there's a weakness and a frailty amongst us before this happened, where somebody who's this diabolical, who's this upfront, who will tell you this is what it is. The Central Park 5, I don't care. I wanted them dead. And can be this. Why is it? And that's the scary part of this, because it's not going to get better until we figure out how to gather up. This does not happen in the Jewish community.
But if you're a racist and he's speaking your language, you're feeling like, yes, I got somebody that's going to say what I've been thinking.
But
and
you're
what I
black. But you're black.
You
This
act
is
like
my
black
point.
people can't be racist against each other.
No, I'm not saying, but then there's a problem. Then there's more than just somebody trying to be white. There's an actual problem.
I'm
that's
not
going
saying
on.
trying to be white. If I did say that out of my face, that's
Yeah, you
not
did.
what I mean. Okay. So it's like you have to understand the difference. I have to articulate what I'm meaning better. White supremacy gets in you. This country was founded on it.
Mhm.
And how did our ancestors survive? Some of them. Like for my parents, it was respectability, right? There's an alignment with whiteness. My dad never went so far as to be Republican, but there's a respectability that gets in you, and you want to align with the quote unquote winner, right? Because that's how you survive. So you're talking about a whole bunch of survival strategies. This is Uncle Ruckus. It's Uncle Ruckus on steroids. That's how Uncle Ruckus. Think about it. I didn't see Django Unchained, but I got it. What was what's you know what I'm talking about? The Uncle Ruckus character on Django Unchained.
Yeah,
Did y'all-
yeah. Tawana says this feels like when the Europeans took people from Africa and changed the world. I still can't fathom how they took over the world doing this. I feel like we are there again. I listen, I don't think anybody, I don't know these answers right now. I don't. I just know it was too easy. And people who aren't suffering have been bought. Like it's been such a strategic, easy way. And I know a lot of people are taking checks. I know people are taking checks to rep Trump. I mean, Dr. Phil, to go to a white guy, just admitted that the reason why he did
we
this
just got a blue one. I'm sorry. New
the
York. I
reason
see
he
New
did
York
this
is coming
speech
through.
at the Trump rally is because they wouldn't do interviews with him. And he told them he would do the same exact speech at a Harris rally and just change the names. Which to me, that boggles my mind, because I go like, wow, so it was going to be the same speech. You were just going to change the names. But because this is only my reason for asking this is going to be a problem that I feel like, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I feel like this is going to get worse, and this divide is going to get worse. Win or
Not if
lose.
we win. No, if we win, hopefully they turn this page because MAGA is different from the Republicans, right? We can agree on that.
But
Barely.
I'm talking about
Not right
but I'm-
now.
But I'm talking about people who look like us.
Um,
Like everybody
so-
goes back. That's my thing. Everybody goes back to the white this and the white that. It's our communities that I'm worried about because once you get this type of divide, we were divided before this.
But you're also missing the point that a lot of, take this any way you need to, a lot of men don't like women. A lot of men don't, if it were another black dude, Hispanic dude, whatever
Women,
that was running instead
yeah.
of Kamala, it would look different. Like I know a dude that I love to his socks, and he voted for the white woman with the black man. And as I was walking, I had a lot of time to walk. As I was walking, I was just thinking about that. Like there are some people who
Hey, Stacey
just
Mitchell.
don't like black women, or just
a,
don't
wo-
like
yeah.
women.
A
The idea-
woman and a black woman is that double
right.
sword. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But what and Jay, when
Yeah.
everybody, how long have I been saying the divide between men and women, the propaganda that is spread on social media every single day with passport boys saying they can only find a woman outside this country and women sitting there and as childish as we thought it was, the Cheesecake Factory. And as childish as we thought all this was, I kept fighting and saying we have to end this because this is being used against us to divide the heterosexual relationship.
Is that
and
what we're
I've
going
been-
with this conversation?
What'd you say?
Is that what we're going with this conversation?
Yeah, he went left. I'm looking at Tawana's comment. We
I'm
basic-
telling you, I'm telling you who is voting in our community against Kamala. Black men.
Mhm.
Who were the people?
I
who
will
were-
say at these rallies, Envy, it was clear that black men was missing.
and
It
who
wasn't the turnout that
who
needed.
felt like they were being scolded by Barack Obama.
Black men.
This is something that has been building for years, and everybody's been sassed up like, oh, tell them, and
Okay.
fellas gonna tell them. And now when
What
the
up,
divide
LaShawn?
hit, now everybody's going, well, where are the black men at?
They need to be in therapy. That's where they're at.
We all need to be in therapy because
Of
this
course.
wasn't supposed to be. This was the buildup. This is the grand finale.
But-
Now, when we needed unity, they ain't been no unity.
So to Tawana's point here, because this happened to me today as well. Even yesterday, talking to people, she has people that just did not want to vote today. So if you got some black people, friends and family that just don't want to vote, and you try to convince them, and they're just standing on it, like, nah, either I'm not rocking with either candidate, or it's a waste, or it don't matter. Like those people, like, what do? You can't convince them, right?
No, you can't.
You said civics. Go back to
Civics
civics.
You
class.
class.
can't convince them, but you also simply can't reject their thought. This is my thing. When people don't agree with you, you want to just turn a blind eye and say you're just ignorant, and it's not. I
You are if
understand-
you can't speak the facts, the
No.
truth of why you're not liking either.
But when
this
somebody
candidate.
breaks down the facts that this system has been rigged against your community from day one, and they break that down, you can't just tell them that they're just being ignorant. They got a ton of facts behind what they're saying.
No, but if I say to you, hey, you are you good with police immunity? Oh, that ain't going to affect me personally, but it can affect your family member, someone you know. If they come up with an excuse, oh, you know, they're going, the Board of Education, they're going to get rid of that. Black history is not going to be taught. Oh, well, we can educate our own kids. Like everything is an excuse. And that's when I realize you're not listening to understand. You're listening just to have a rebuttal. So it's people like that just it gets under my skin. Like if you really want to have the conversation, let's have a conversation.
But okay. And I feel what you're saying, Mike, that, no soul left behind. And I feel what you're saying, Jay. Like it's frustrating talking to people. And it is. All those
sorry,
things
go
are
ahead.
true. All those things are true. And at the same time, we have to recognize what are y'all
No,
laughing at?
I'm laughing at Afro Queen's comment. Obama
Just-
just texted asking for money. Yeah, I'm still getting text messages too.
I
Me
got
and-
a text message today telling me they can't win Pennsylvania unless I
without
get
my
this $40.
$47. Yeah,
I can't. This is where, before we go back to Envy's point, because don't forget the point. This is where I feel like I'm in a matrix, and I go like, I'm being played for something
Oh, God.
Because this, my friends, when I got that text message today saying she can't win Pennsylvania without my $47, I looked at my phone and almost, for the first time ever, tried to reply to the text.
It's too
Let
late.
me tell you about this $47. You got to be kidding me right now. What are y'all gonna buy with this $47 if I send it to you right now?
It's election night right now. What are
Yeah,
you
it's
gonna
right
do?
now.
What you gonna do?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh wait,
Oh,
See, I ain't even
yeah,
calling her.
Siri's like,
No,
leave me
Alexa,
alone.
They believe in the
Um,
alpha male theory. Go ahead, Evie.
Okay.
I think everybody is right, and I think that this election is going to reveal a lot about ourselves. Because think about it this way: regardless of what it looks like, we're always moving forward. Always moving forward. Here's me bringing spiritual literacy into. We're always moving forward, and the idea is that there's a certain amount of people in this country who want change, and there's a certain amount of people who don't. There's a certain amount of people who the idea of making America great again is really just staying the same or getting worse, because forward movement is scary, change is scary, and
Or losing power.
losing power, not centering a certain demographic of people, all of those things are scary. And this country is changing, this world is changing, and there are certain people in this country who were supposed to evolve that did not. And so it gets complicated for the people who do want to evolve, for the people who do want to move forward, for the people who do want change. So it's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen regardless. And prayerfully, I've prayed on this. I feel really good about, I did my due diligence. At this juncture, the only thing that we can do is love up on each other and continue to move forward.
I even had my daughter that was out of town. She drove 3 hours just to make sure she voted today because I was on her heels because she wasn't doing it. So when you say you did your due diligence, it's like, yeah, are you talking to your family and friends to have them get out and vote before 8 o'clock?
That's right.
That was the goal. So I commend her. You know,
I did that too. I was on Aubrey's heels. You hear me? On her.
Is that C Chung? Hold up.
See,
Mike,
you know it's serious with C Chung on top of it.
Hold up.
I don't even know. Ladies and gentlemen, we have not seen this man in several months.
Family.
C Chung. You got your New York hat. I have my LA hat. I love this.
He's been held. He's being held hostage at a secret location.
Yeah, right. Got the echo going.
Oh my bad. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah, do something.
African said, "Who? Yeah, that's C Chung.
Blink 3 times if we need to call the authorities. Let us know. Is there a Mega Man behind you? Are you a?
I'm from the underground bunker. Coming from the underground bunker.
I don't even understand.
Oh my!
C Chung has entered the building.
What up, C Chung, little bro?
All right, C Chung. Number one, did you vote? Number one, did you vote? Let's
most definitely.
All right, so I got
even with them bomb threats in Georgia, because you know it was like 10 locations in Gwinnett and
he's DJ's in the hood. A bomb threat is nothing. Like
that's what I was telling the folks. I'm like, come on, it's nothing.
Thank you.
Just get inside and don't come out. This is. I thought it was happening up there too. I'm like, this isn't happening up north. Like,
no, it's PA. Yeah, Josh Shapiro just had an announcement. He went live and made that. Yeah, it's several polling places that had it that delayed some. So what's gonna happen is because the polls delayed after 8, because of that, they had to adjust like y'all at 7 o'clock down there. Oh, they're gonna say there's some issues with that. Y'all was taking people after the cutoff. But yeah, it was bomb threats. Like,
but this is my thing.
Childish. This is what kids do when they're afraid of losing.
But who didn't know there were going to be bomb threats?
I didn't expect that. I didn't think they was going to do that.
There was an insurrection. The Capitol was attacked, and everybody still sits here and gets shocked over bomb threats. I said this. I said the most dangerous thing to do down south is going to be during the elections when you have to go place a vote. Like
Yep.
at a certain point, we gotta stop acting
That's what I've
surprised.
been telling everybody that like it's gonna get crazy.
But what was
That's
the
that new house sound. Go
what
ahead.
was your
you saying?
expectation? Was the National Guard supposed to be out in front of all the polling places?
No, there's supposed to be security. Townships have police officers. Townships have they had 4 years to prepare for this.
Yeah, they're
In
out
other
there, bro.
countries, let's be clear. In other countries, a lot of this is just digital, where you get something. It is from the government. You place your vote. You don't even have to leave your house.
Yeah, we don't want. I don't.
This
I
is
don't know about that.
I don't know if we want to do that. I don't know if we
Why?
want. Not when Elon Musk is on his side. I don't know if we want.
no.
I
It's
don't
no
want
different.
that
Do you,
digital
so
team.
you have that same energy when you go and renew your license,
No, I'm just.
when you upload your taxes?
We can't get a basic election happening without people saying it's being stolen from both parties. Just imagine if this was all digital and we did it on our phone. Just imagine the capabilities of if your bank account is being hacked, are your votes being hacked? If your
Russia
debit card-
would have a field day with that shit.
And
You said
yeah,
who?
They would find a way to hack into it if it's all digital on
Russia.
phone.
Yeah.
but you're in Georgia, C Chung. You're in Georgia,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Georgia,
I'm
Michigan.
in New York.
New
Evans
York
in New York.
represented. We got them 28 electoral votes. That's what got her up to
I
81.
don't think Georgia's not in yet.
She's at
They're like-
99.
I
But
think
what is the
64%.
what is your feel? What is the feeling amongst the people out there? Is it as diverse as? Listen,
Man,
I'm in
it's
South
crazy.
Jersey and I
It's
see a lot of
crazy.
mega people.
Nah, especially where I'm at now, working at the town I'm in was where Dukes of Hazzard is based out. Conyers, Georgia. So out there, when I go to the gas, where I was working before was toward the city. Now I'm the opposite way. So you go out there, it's you got to get your stuff and get out. Like
No,
they want
it's a
they
weird
want
place.
to- And the
Like
black people out there, they all for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, like my neighbor with his little MAGA hat on at the outside the polling place.
but
Like,
C
yeah.
Chung made a
This is
good
how I
point.
view it. Like attracts like. So Donald Trump, I really like to call him Voldemort, so I'm going to continue to do that. Voldemort is ignorant AF, and people who are ignorant AF like ignorance. It resonates.
They
in them.
can relate to it. They
That's
can
right.
relate.
That's right.
we
He's
hear
vulgar. He's nasty. He's unintelligent.
He called her a
he's
B. I
all-
said, I want to say the B word. You know what the B word is. I want to call it that.
So what I'm saying is C Chung is saying black people are riding for him out there in Georgia. So
And
are
why?
you- I'm
And why?
Go ahead. What is your opinion? Why?
Wow, the economy, the border.
No, they
oh,
ignorant.
me?
No. Envy said so.
They relate
Envy.
to 'em.
They,
Yeah, that's what they saying because they think ignorance. They don't really think. You know what I mean? So let me stop
Life is
that
bitter.
part first. You know what I mean? But they automatically assume soon as he gets in the White House, money gonna start.
That's not how
coming
any of this
back
works.
and- no, hell no.
That's
That's why I
just-
said let me stop there and say, wait, they don't think. You know what I mean? They just,
That's right.
so
they
you
just
see
went off of
so
what
we
they
see that this problem was there before Trump. They just needed somebody to tap into it. So there was a
Right.
problem within our culture before.
of them being broke and lazy. Damn it.
And
So
and
what culture are you referring to? Are you talking
I'm
about
talking about
American
black
culture?
people of color. There was something that Trump has tapped into that we
Minority.
have to this has
So-
to
What
be
up, Lisa?
changed.
Lisa,
So,
Robin, Kendall.
Let me ask
sorry.
you this question. When Kamala wins, are you still going to have this same energy? Because in my mind, it is more of us who are, and I'm not coming at your neck, so you can just
No,
relax.
that's fine. That's fine because
Okay.
my energy will remain the same because I've been consistent through this whole thing that there's been a problem within us.
Yeah, but
For a long-
can we save everybody?
No, the problem is
Drowning people drown people.
if we don't, and this turns out the way we don't want it to turn out, we will then say, why didn't we change this? Why
Yeah, but
didn't we?
can't- Who can you change, Michael Sean?
No,
If somebody's ignorant, they want to be ignorant. Anybody who resonates with that fuckery opera is a fuckery opera. And there's nothing we can do about that except
see-
move to Ghana.
this is the thing of connecting. This is why the impossible has to be made possible. People have to be given these messages for 4 years, not 3
You're right
months,
about that.
not
right about
3 months before the election. This is something that was supposed to be strategically placed in these communities, and this is why people don't vote, because this is one of the reasons. Because people say, this is when you come. This is when you're aware of my existence. When you need to be bailed out. This is when you come around. Trump tapped into something. If y'all want, this is your words. Y'all want to call it ignorance. Y'all want to call it he relates to the narcissism. Y'all want to call it whatever it is. This same relatability happened twice before. This ain't the first time.
It was when he got convicted. He said, "See, I'm like y'all. They don't understand us." And that bullshit worked. Like that's when it started.
The sneakers. It was the
It was
Bible.
the
Well, let me
sneakers.
ask you something. Let me ask you
people
something.
fell for it.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, he
Voldemort.
gets it.
Well, let me ask you something. When rappers were going to jail back in the day, did their record sales go up?
1,000.
Yes.
Okay, so this was a problem that we had way before this.
I think the internet skewed this.
But him going to jail, I mean, him getting convicted, all of that, like he played into that, and
he ate it up.
1,000.
He
But
ate it up,
who is he tapping into?
bro. We ate it up. Them
Now, did
our
y'all
people.
y'all saw
black people,
Black Panther, right?
ninjas.
Y'all saw Black Panther, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Killmonger. So, do you think Killmonger was the villain or the hero in the movie?
In certain parts, he played.
I see. I can see both aspects of
You know,
He
at one
just
part
got
he was a villain.
Louisiana.
At one part, I was, like,
So,
but
there's something to what Mike is saying. He's saying that there are people that we have left out to pasture, right? And that's what happened to Killmonger. We left his uncle killed his daddy and left him
okay.
to fend for himself. And so the only thing he cared about was getting to Wakanda and burning that down. And I feel like a lot of people have, on top of the fact that there are lots of traumas, because remember, we have been through so much in this country. So much. It's in the mineral. It gets passed down epigenetically. So we all have it in us. Some of us had better shots than others of us. And the ones that didn't have the best shots, it's like, I'm even thinking of the white people too. It's like they're willing to burn this whole thing down because that's the doomsday in them. Lots of people don't want to be here. And so they figure, let me help this along by electing the most ridiculous person on the planet. And it's like, to me, it's like, I'm not brave enough to kill myself, so let me kill you. And it runs deep in everybody. It's not a white problem, a black problem, a orange problem. It is just a part of being on this planet and feeling like you have no support. So there's something to what Mike is saying here. I guess the question becomes, how do we bring more people into the fold so that they feel more connected, so that they don't feel like, let me burn this whole thing down and create a zombie apocalypse where none needs to be?
And that is the question of who, because, and it can't be who, because when it is a person that decides, it's the easy answer is get rid of the person and you'll destroy the movement.
That's right.
And that's just been historical. Get rid of the person who's trying to bring people together. Anybody who knows, says absolutely. That's what I said. These fools have been ignorant and racist. Trump just helped to expose it. This country has always been ignorant and racist. This country thrives on vulgarity and obscene behavior. Some white folks and blacks feel that they have been left behind in this country and humanity. And
but I don't think it's the majority.
But then if it's never the majority, but we're asked to be divided and we're asked to pick sides.
Gotcha.
So then the majority, it doesn't matter if it's the majority or not, because they just need a piece of this and a piece of that and a piece of this and a piece of that to create what their win is going to be, and the propaganda is amazing, and the Matrix has never been so impactful right now because either side, if you step back and you were from a different planet, but you had the same comprehension as a human being, and you just sat here and watched, both sides sound very cultish. Both sides.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Both sides. One side will look at you and go like, so the transgender and the trans this and the trans that, and the other side would be like, and the immigrants this and the immigrants. We have a president who's telling you that immigrants are taking people's jobs, and his wife
Is he a
is an
president?
immigrant. No, a former president who was a former president whose wife was an immigrant.
And he comes from immigrants.
So, but there is it's just so
When you
baffling.
said
Where do you get both sides are cultish
Yeah.
though?
Because you can even see when Don Lemon talking to the people, when they say, oh, economy is this, and then you break down, no, let's look at the facts of the economy is not what you think it is, and here's the truth. And they say, well, I'm still voting for him. Like, they just gave you the information. You believe this was your big reason why you were voting for this man, and you come to find out, oh, that was really Barack?
Because he's
Oh,
not,
let me
because
look
he's
at
not
that.
voting. Because that's not the reason. You ask them for a reason. They don't have a good reason. They just want.
Like, you want to better have the
Ignorant.
conversation.
I feel like y'all should stop trying to have conversations with people who don't want to have conversations. Just stop. Just stop doing it.
If he gets in there, what do you think is going to happen, or what do you think he's going to do?
There's not going to be any conversation.
All the things that he said he was going to do.
You know, like Kamala said, you're going to have a seat at the table.
What do you think? Like, what do
It's
you
whatever
think
he
is
wants.
really transpire?
He ain't gonna care.
I'm not really clear about how much can get done. I'm just clear because
That's what
I
I'm
was in an abusive relationship with this president. I remember the chaos. I remember it was a fuckery opera every single day. He had the most ridiculous people on his panels and cabinets and all the things. I remember the stress. Did we get through it? Sure. But it was just stressful. I think the first thing that he might try to do, and not might, because that's what he said, is eliminate the need to vote because he wants to be a dictator. You know what I'm saying? Yes. He's going to blow us all up. I told y'all months ago to get your passports. I have my passport.
War. You think he's going to stay with the war? Like, or you think he's going to try and solve that Ukraine or Israel? Like,
I don't think he cares.
but he said
And he's also Putin's.
Now, let
I
me
was about to say something.
let me just explain something when I say cultish. Tawana just said he's going to blow us all up.
I'll be in
People,
Ghana.
listen, and
Turkey.
we're saying we're going to go to
You
Ghana.
know what she's saying. He's going to do whatever. Go ahead.
But you have to understand, we are so committed to our teams that nobody is ever going to try. They've already got us both.
You got to believe what he's saying on surface. Don't you got to take him for his word?
But Jay,
listen. Are you saying Kamala has a cult too? Following?
Yes,
That's what he was saying.
Yes, it's cultish on both sides.
I believe Trump. Yeah, hell yeah, Trump is a cult. Trump.
I cannot agree with you. And it doesn't have anything.
You don't think Trump
why
is
I
a cult?
voted for her.
No,
Yeah,
she
Trump
believes.
definitely has a cult,
Wait,
for
listen,
sure.
listen, one at a time. She believes that Trump has a cult. She doesn't believe that both parties are cultish, and I believe both parties are cultish.
How is Kamala cultish?
Because I can tell you, I can tell you that we can find out right now. We can find out that they knew Joe Biden was unable to be the president, and that their plan was to allow him to run for as long as possible, and their plan was to remove him at a certain time and lie to us. And we go, so what? We'd all go, so what?
But still, how did that make?
But that you do know that would be wrong. You do know that would be wrong.
That don't make
maybe exactly that's laws legal.
Do you see?
But
do you see?
Yeah, but you're comparing apples and oranges.
No. Let me explain what cultish is. Let me explain what cultish is. Is having a president that mentally can't do the job and is not doing the job, and somebody's doing it for him, and you lied to the American. I voted for Kamala. Just before I say this, I voted for her. I put my vote in. But if you told the American people and lied to the American people to their face and said he was competent and you knew
She's
he
not.
wasn't.
She's not popular enough to have a cult
No.
following.
I'm saying the Democratic Party. I'm not I'm saying the Democrat.
I've heard the Democratic
you're-
Party acknowledge.
Okay. So
shortfalls.
now you're not saying it's not her.
No, she's just part of when I say cultish, I mean this is the problem with politics as it is now. We have picked teams.
You got Tim
We have
Moore,
just picked sides and we go with this team through anything. And if we found out that that was all true, that the whole Democratic Party knew that he was mentally incapable and they decided to play the charade of have him be the president, we would overlook it. When in any time 20 years ago,
keep kicking field
we
goals.
wouldn't overlook it. If the same thing happened on the Republican Party, we would go crazy. But if we found that out, we would overlook it because that's where we're at. We were entrenched in both our teams.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I think is a valid criticism. No, it's a valid criticism because you don't know, right? But here's the thing: when Biden was running, I was like, who else could there be? I was looking at Jill Stein. Honey, I went to one of them Jill Stein planning meetings.
I saw her
When
in
I
my
tell
book.
when I tell you that lady got no energy behind her, like I was like, this ain't gonna work. And the very next day, Kamala announced that she was running, or Joe Biden announced that he was stepping down, and Kamala was, and it was like the energy in the room, just across the country, was just undeniable. That DNC convention was just undeniable.
I guess that does sound a little cultish. I mean,
what I'm saying to you is,
you're giving them points there, though.
No, but let us break down what being a public servant is about. You have to be able to wield energy for good or for bad, right? You have to be able to wield a lot of energy. You're talking about millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people.
Dog,
And none of us have ever run for public office. So we don't know what's required. And I think that we take for granted that it's easy. I think that we take for granted that you just have to, just decide that you're going to be on a ballot. No, you have to wield energy.
But that's what Trump did.
That's my point. Trump has that capability, but he's a psychopath. And so what happens when you have a psychopath who is also a celebrity that knows how to wield the energy of millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people? You have what we have here. These people don't give a damn. They don't give a damn that he's competent. They don't give a damn that he's an idiot. They don't give a damn that he's whatever. He is vulgar and disgusting and mean and rude and all the things that you do not want as the head of your country. And yet these people are like, let's go. As for Kamala, she's won lots of very large elections.
What in a woman makes them like that?
Huh?
You just said, what in a woman? All those traits you just named, like, because how he got so many women followers, like
their husbands
and
white supremacy.
Let's be
But listen to everything you just said, though. Like,
Mike, I'm stressing. I'm sorry. I'm looking at these numbers. I can't take this.
Nah.
The West Coast is not even finished their polling.
It's more than the West Coast. Georgia, C. Chung ain't doing his job. Ain't down there. North Carolina, Georgia. He look, Trump. He getting these little kicking. I keep calling them field goals because it's 4 more. 6 more.
Yeah, but what y'all not understanding is that all the votes aren't in. They are going to count every single vote.
But when you see 66% of the votes,
that's the Cab County. That's us right there. We got her. That's me right there. The Cab.
Yeah, they're going to count every vote.
You got to Georgia is big and.
All right,
that's right, Lady Q. There still aren't any surprises with the states that have been called.
So the ones he won,
there are no surprises yet.
When you see a big lead like that, you see 100-point lead.
But it's
And
No,
you only
not
got
though.
100
You
points
got to
to
get to
go.
That's, you
270.
don't remember 4 years ago? Yeah, all that stuff. Like,
Listen,
remember, it gets to a point where one just stops and the other one starts creeping up. Like,
that's all that
remember,
is because
actually,
California.
I'd be scared. I'd be scared leading first. When Biden was out, when he was running, he was leading first. And I'm like, God damn, I'm like, that'd be good to be leading out the back.
You're right, because this is when he
But
called it about 4
he
years
held
ago.
it, though.
Yeah, you're right. I remember he called and said, I won. It's over. And he declared victory. I remember he did that early 4 years ago.
Man,
Just
but
everybody calm down.
it does some craziness. I think when they get to about 11:45, 12,
Yeah, and then it's
the numbers,
all the West Coast.
that shit
So-
gets
Yeah,
crazy,
the
And you
man.
West
also have
Coast,
to
yeah.
keep in mind that this is how he lost. That's right.
Yeah, he
That's
lost
right.
his last
That's right.
time, yeah.
And
So
and,
it's
I,
very-
and listen, hope best case scenario is what? Look, I voted for the Democratic Party. But Envy, we saw the H&RC that got that popular vote, and the devil won anyway. I can't with this. Everybody, listen, we're gonna wake up tomorrow.
Relax,
God bless,
relax.
God willing. We're gonna wake up tomorrow. Went to bed thinking he had it in the bag and woke up. All right, so this is just quickly, and I just want to say this. Everything turns out, obviously, we're gonna have weeks of this because if Trump were to lose, he's not letting this go. So we're gonna have weeks of this.
You're gonna
We're gonna
count
have
every
weeks.
vote. You hear me?
But not only are we gonna have recounts, we're gonna have
Opinion.
there's gonna be pressure on not certifying it. There's gonna be pressure on taking it to the Supreme Court. There's gonna be a lot of pressure. So
There's
once
gonna
we
be
get through,
protests. There's gonna
if
be-
when
it
yes,
might-
there's
it
gonna
might
be
get past that.
protests. There's gonna be when we get through it, and if it turns our way, which I hope it does.
When?
When it turns our way, when if Vice President Harris becomes the president, I just want to say this. Your feet are going to be held to the goddamn fire. So I better see.
What are we going to do? Because
No.
I have said
well,
to
let-
my daughter that
Well, let
I think
me
the next-
finish this. Let me finish
Okay.
this.
Okay. Excuse me. My
Your
bad.
feet-
sorry.
no, I'm
It's
just
your
saying.
show.
Let me finish with this. We cannot go through
Yeah, Mr. Frown.
these 4 years, and then y'all come back 4 years later and tell us the reasons why this didn't take place the way they told us it was going to take place.
What do you mean? You have to be more specific.
When the economy, when the border, when healthcare, when caps on healthcare, when caps
She
on
gonna have to do
prescription
this
medicine,
loan stuff. She got to do the housing stuff. All that
when
stuff
the
she
housing
talking
stuff
about.
comes up, when all this comes up, your feet are going to be held to the fire because I don't want to hear why it didn't happen.
Well, you have to hear because we all know that the Senate and the House play a key part. It ain't just the one body. You know, you have to get
They're
it.
gonna have to vote it, but
Class.
Yeah, go back to civics class.
Her key points in her policy.
Yeah, and
She's gonna have to try and get them put across. She don't have to.
So
Nah,
this is
stick to
this is what I'm saying. Then when you run a campaign, since you yell civics class, stop telling us what you're gonna do and tell us the truth.
Yeah, she gonna have to do
Tell us the
something.
truth on what is possible.
she's saying, "This is what I want to do." Now, when
Okay,
she
okay,
and she said,
so-
"Put it in front of me, I'm gonna sign it." That means it has to get to
Okay.
her.
Okay, but
If the
this
Senate
is
has the majority
But
in the
this-
House,
but
then it
see-
can't even get to these
Zay,
pages.
cut it out.
I'm raising
Zay,
my
cut it
hand.
out, man.
but
I'm raising
when
my
you
hand.
formulate,
You know minds get changed. Once you get in that White House, minds get changed.
I know that
Like,
too,
Raising my
but at
hand.
the
Come
same
on
time,
now,
but if
man.
I'm putting this in front of you, saying, "Hey, let's get this done," similar to Trump blocking the whole bipartisan bill on the border. If he was, and they still don't believe that he did that. Yes, he blocked it because he knew it was going to help him with the border, and that's what he
Well, yeah,
ran
they
a lot off.
They fact checked
Yeah,
that.
he
So had no
stopped
choice.
that.
He had no choice but
He
to.
stopped it. They tried,
Yeah,
Mike.
he did.
They
I
had,
wasn't.
Joey
First of
B
all,
had it done.
This is what I'm saying. I asked this question, and you go back to Trump. I'm saying
I'm
after
raising
I'm
my
saying what
hand.
Joey
Go
B.
ahead, Envy, and
I'm
let
saying
Envy
what
speak.
Joey B did.
Oh,
Go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead,
Joey
Envy.
B did.
I live in Utica, New York. And when I looked at the sample ballot, I made sure I looked at all the sample ballots. For the Democrats, first of all, there was no Green Party on any of the ballots. It was just that was just that on that. And then when you got to the judges, it was all Republican or conservative. I didn't vote for any of them people. They just didn't get a vote. So part of what we have to begin to do is recognize that president is the final stop. We have to really, really be looking at our state senates, our
Yeah.
state houses. We have to look at the judges, because one of the things that Trump was really brilliant at was making, and I don't know if it was him or whoever his cabinet was, whatever the case, I don't,
Court judges.
but they made sure that they padded all of those offices because
Yeah.
they were playing the long game. We don't play the long game. We just vote for these big elections as a community. And what we have to begin to do is organize in a way where we're talking about politics more often, right? We're talking about these things. So Mike, you're fired up and ready to go. And she's got to do this and she's got to do that. But we got to do our part. We have to vote in every single election. Every single one. I don't care if it's school board. How does Republicans are mostly padded in the school board. That's how they're able to get all these school book bans and all this other fuckery going on. We have to be more involved as a culture. And so maybe this is our call to action as Black people who are not ignorant to begin to coordinate these things. The voting should be more simple. It should not be this complex. What?
And
Jimmy?
Mike said he want to hold Kamala to her feet to the fire and all that. Mr. Fry made a good point. Trump can play golf and don't do nothing, and his feet ain't held to the same fire. Why is the double standard so crazy?
Wait. For
We're not
4
worried
years,
about Voldemort.
I don't want to get into this,
right
but for 4 years, the man was held to the fire. That's why the outrage in this country happened.
No, because
For
a million
4
people
years,
died
while he was the
COVID.
president, everything.
So why are we in a battle right now? If it was so bad and they held him, why they
That's
don't
why he
care?
lost the next election.
All right, but why he up now?
And then he came back. This is what kills me. When I say
He's up
hold
now
up,
because he's a great marketer.
Child, when I tell you marketing, the devil
He
be
marketed
marketing.
to the church, marketed to the church community and to the hood.
Child.
He got the church. He got
The only thing that they didn't give, the only thing he didn't give is have some special branded Newports, because I think he tried it.
This man
You got the
sneakers,
sneakers, you got the
man,
Bible,
this man
you
did the
got the
whole
cereal,
jail thing.
you got the cereal. The
But,
cereal.
man,
I heard people like the $25 cereal.
well, do you think the
That's
problem?
on us.
man, I don't get that.
That's what
I
I'm
don't-
saying. That's on us. That
Right.
they said
Like, we
people
really
in his
fucked up.
people in his administration said they like sneakers. He was right.
I need me another shot of Tito's.
He was
I've
right.
been drinking Tito's all night. Lady, can you give me vodka
People-
can right now?
Salute.
People
Yeah,
were
right. Because this
people
is
were upset.
I'm stressed.
People,
Salute.
people,
Yeah, salute.
people were
You gotta pull
upset.
this through.
Wait. People
Good.
were upset when they said him being a felon would attract people of color.
Never held Mr. Fry.
He was right. So
And
back
remember
to
when
my
that happened? A lot of people was denying that. Like, nah, that
and
ain't
back
it.
to my point in the beginning of this. There is a structural problem. There is a fundamental problem that we have that people can jump on and tap right into it. And tap right into it on demand. And there's
Hey, Mike, let me ask you this, Mike.
And you're right.
If Trump was to start wearing like a Nazi type style symbol or a flag, you think his followers would start doing that?
yes,
1,000.
there's a lot of them who can't wait.
So what makes him different from
Hitler,
yeah?
he's not different from Hitler. I think Hitler might have been smarter. I
And
think
the
that might be it.
and the problem is, like, people get mad. People get mad because Trump was able to shine a light on something that was here the entire time, and we felt better when we didn't have the light shine because we could all make believe that it didn't exist. They just needed one person to represent it. One person, and that's the crazy thing. That's when I want to go back to us. The crazy thing is that Black people, Hispanic people are voting for a candidate that is literally endorsed by people who want to kill you and openly say they want to kill you. So it's
No,
hard.
he had the economy. I had more money in my pocket 4 years ago. I feel like
Right. That's all.
I had more money in my pocket.
Exactly.
You know
That's
what's
their
interesting
answer
about that?
every
Black
time.
people, because we are
My
so
wife
communal.
didn't have to work. Only I worked. The only person in the house
And
working.
you
When
know
them
that was a
ter-
lie, but go ahead, Envy. Go ahead.
when them
Yeah,
terrorists
like
kick in,
I'm like, yo, you got a lazy ass wife. Like, why she wasn't out there working? Like,
what state did they just
oh, I
call?
don't know. She did. Now,
We
now
got
she working though, but now they
Colorado.
better. That's what he telling me. Yeah, now she working. Now we better though. I'm like, yeah, go figure. Like,
He
I
gets
don't know.
that's a 4-point game.
y'all not struggling or whatever before and everything when it was just you working.
Uneducated, Mr. Fry says, uneducated people are
Uneducated
winning in
people are
America
winning.
because of
Thank you.
and this is where when as a country we were cool when we could put the uneducated people to the side because they weren't a threat.
So social media though. You don't gotta be educated.
Somebody said it earlier. Social media screwed it up.
Social
Yeah,
media
you don't gotta be
Screwed a
listen,
lot up.
listen,
Look at half them people on social media that's famous.
Trump
Tell
loves
me,
the
tell
uneducated.
me which one of them is educated.
Believe me.
You got people handicapped, people with Down syndrome, people like, and not saying they can't be educated, but I'm just saying like those are like what's his core audience of people that he's
Did
using
y'all
to
ever
No,
see
no, they say
Idiocracy,
vote.
the movie Idiocracy?
yeah, and that's exactly what society is. And
Right.
that's exactly what society is. But then I go back to both parties.
Georgia.
Both parties, nobody cared about education. People love the fact that people were going in debt. Not saying that you're simply educated because you go to college. I'm not saying that. But they had no problem with people going into debt that some of them would never get out of for college. They had no problem with not making a state school in every state that was free. They were like, nah, we ain't doing that. We're gonna keep this a business.
Yeah, but we're not talking about college level education. This is middle school and high
Right.
school. Like this.
But they also didn't care about the school systems that were
And that's the
educating us.
truth. That part is true.
So
That part is true.
now that's come to bite everybody in the ass because you didn't care about educating the young people. You didn't care about having the standards, and you didn't care about funding the school systems in these cities. You didn't care about mandating that. You didn't care about it. So if you
We
live
gonna learn today.
Come on,
and those are the bigger problems where I say holding people's feet to the fire, because people, this bailout,
But the people's feet that you want to hold to the fire are yours. This is on us.
But when we hold them to the fire, we also have to pick these candidates. We also have to pick these local officials who then get caught up in the same trap as they move up the ladder. And they get caught up in the same trap from their local situation. Then when they head to Washington, they get caught up with a bunch of lobbyists, and they get caught up with the fact that we're arguing while they will argue with these people on Fox and CNN, but then go out to have drinks with them and cut deals on the side.
Right.
Mike,
Good point right there. Why
well,
he wants
I
to get rid of the
appreciate
Department of
that, and
Education.
that's big.
Yeah,
Because money
Mr.
in
Fry.
politics needs to.
Great point.
At the same time, what are we going to do about it? Because ultimately this is on us, especially as broadcasters. With some of the things that you're saying about social media and all those things, we've allowed our jobs, because it's our job to be ethical. It is our job to be educated. It is our job to inform the public. It is our job. And what happened with social media is that anybody with a phone is a broadcaster who were not trained, do not have the same ethical standards that we are required to have. Do you know what I'm saying? So now what you have is where you can play reindeer games with facts. You can play reindeer games with information based on what you want it to be. And you get people who have celebrity, who can wield large amounts of energy, right? They have followings and they don't have to even be saying anything.
Ms. Fry said this is planned to dumb people down to work on the service jobs for the rich. And I will say this about social media. Social media, once again, is just the platform that gave people a voice, the people that we were comfortable ignoring.
You know, I was about to say,
That's
people
the
in the
truth.
comments.
That's the
People in
truth.
the comments, that's who
Yes.
they gave a voice to. The
That's the
comment
truth.
people.
It gave a voice to people that were here, but we were cool when we could keep them at arm's distance. We were cool then.
That's
We can
crazy.
no
I
longer
always
do
say
that. Like the craziest thing for us to say, and I've said this, the worst thing in the world was to give everyone a voice. Because now we have to acknowledge that this country is in a bad situation, worse than we ever thought it really was. So
But
we
it
hope for the best.
also gives us an opportunity,
Mm.
Michael Sean,
It's always a pro and a con to it.
right? It gives us an opportunity to take our work more seriously. And I do believe we take our work seriously. But I feel like now we can be more intentional as broadcasters and make sure we use our platform for what it's for.
And Tawana said, and to use your voice and to be truthful with your platform.
Truth is subjective.
The truth is not subjective.
Truth is subjective.
Nah,
I feel like it's not.
Just look at how people look at God.
On certain things,
Look how people look at God. Truth is
Yeah, I'm about to say,
subjective.
on certain things.
Everybody was like, "Did you pray
Yeah, but
tonight?"
that's not fair. But that's not fair because people.
Truth is subjective.
But I'm saying that's not fair because people's spirituality. First of all, let me say, lots of people are religious and not spiritual. Lots of people are they practice religiosity. They practice dogma, which is not the same thing as having a relationship with that thing, whatever it is, because it's not Santa Claus in the sky. Whatever that is, that's bigger than you, that makes this thing go. And we talk about this on my show, but it's like people don't have the tools. People are walking this planet with traumas. Donald Trump, Voldemort, that's his name. Voldemort plays into people's traumas. That's what narcissists do. It is they leech onto people's pain bodies and they suck it up. He's like a vampire. And so there is some compassion that we can show to people. Yeah, he's brilliant. There is some compassion that we can show to the people that got sucked in, but we're not here to save everybody. Those who can must. And so we're going to have to make a decision. Are we going to move forward as those of us who have the presence of mind to think for ourselves? Or are we going to jump in the water with the fuckery? Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's what Michelle Obama was trying to say when they go low, we go high, even though she switched it up a little bit. And I get it. I think that's what the intention was. It's like those of us who can see the mountaintop, those of us who have a vision for the future, we have to put our energy on that, because focusing on that which we cannot control, we're not going to go into, maybe this is your ministry. You going into the hood, you talking to people about civics, you're getting people who are civics educators into those places that people understand how this process works. We don't even have, as creatives, remember, Schoolhouse Rock. We had Schoolhouse Rock. We learned a lot of this stuff on Sesame Street and whatever else. Like, we grew up with this information. And I do not believe that it is a coincidence that we don't have it now for the kids that are coming up. But maybe that's part of our charge as creatives, to create these things, to work with the Roots, to work with the rappers, all these people that showed up at these rallies, and to begin to create this.
Damn, we got 17 more. I'm sorry.
You breathe, sir.
Go ahead.
They're going to count every vote. Every vote.
Like I said, people, we will be here regardless of what happens at 7
Yeah,
a.m.
I think I gotta go. Yeah. it's time
And
for you.
everybody,
You enjoy yourself.
if it's in God's plan, you will wake up tomorrow and we will relax, take a deep breath.
Jay Black
and
needs to relax.
Because Jay Black is looking at this as a sporting event. I know how Jay Black's looking. He's looking at the numbers, and he's looking at it as it's a blowout.
How
right
much
now.
time left in the game? How many are left? What's the percentages? You got you got to see. Is there a path to come back? Can we score 3 touchdowns? Can the Eagles score 3 touchdowns with 7 minutes to go in a game? Yes, Michael Vick did it, and we beat the Giants when run, like we've done that. We've been there. We came back from bigger deficits. But that's how I do look at it as it's like it's a sport. It's a game.
And regardless of what happens, people, we will be all right. We will be all right. And that's just
I'm not gonna get no ulcer right now over this.
But believe it
no,
or
I,
not,
I refuse to.
we only down by like 3 points. We only down by like 3.
And here's the thing. Pennsylvania
Even
is
even though
only
it looks
50,
big like that.
55% votes counted. Maine is only 11% votes counted. They're not even finished counting the votes. They have to count every vote.
I'm seeing 66% of votes. Like that makes you know that's more than halfway there.
No.
What channel are you looking at?
I got CNN. I go on my phone. CNN. I
What's
see
CNN? What is CNN?
I'm
what is
on the
CNN have?
AP.
91 to
The latest
195.
update from the
91,
Associated Press.
91
ABC.
yeah, to 195.
People joining us. This is Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, the election night watch party we're
And
having.
you know, certain channels we having them at different.
We're trying to get Jay Black off the bridge. We don't want him to jump off the bridge yet. We want him to make it till tomorrow morning show.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna be right. No, I'm not. No, I gotta stay focused. We winning.
Hey,
I've been
Jay,
in the right mindset.
I think you got a bet on this. You must got like a wager or
No,
something.
yeah, my
You
life,
must got
our lives, police immunity, reproductive rights. There's so many damn things that's
Okay,
online.
so just so that y'all know, on the Associated Press, they have Kamala at 112 and Donald Trump at 198. And so that's how
That's
you
what
know
I mean. Yeah, certainly
everybody's
the
got
ones we had.
everybody's
Yeah.
got
CNN
different
is a little
things.
scary. They're a little scary to call certain things. They want to be
Well, they
cautious.
need
The
ratings.
Associated Press.
I do got 195 to 91.
Mike said they need ratings. It's all
They
about
need
ratings.
ratings. Let's remember this, y'all. This is part of the Matrix. The best broadcast is the broadcast that's going to spark the most emotion in you to stay on there. That's their job as the producer of the TV show to see, hey, let's get, hey, we got to
They
keep
got
this,
some
we
good
got to
ones.
keep it moving.
The
New
We
York,
got New
Associated
York
Press.
already.
TMZ need to do one of them. If TMZ do it, then I believe that shit. Whatever TMZ.
New
come
York
on, man,
already in, Mr. Fry. We already got the 20, 25 or whatever.
he
it
let
was
you
from
know,
New York.
but he made a good point. Blue Wall, the numbers aren't in yet.
California and PA are
Not even,
big.
we're not even at
It ain't
halftime.
100 though. It ain't 100.
We're not at halftime yet.
But
No, we're not.
Jersey was
It's
in.
91.
The polls
to
haven't
201
even
Jane.
closed in California.
Oh, he
yet.
went up to 201. See, CNN still got Trump at 195. That's even worse. So
Donald
he's
Trump is
69
at
away.
the Associated Press
I'm gonna holler at y'all.
has
You gotta be
112 to 198. The Associated Press is the standard.
He gotta go lay down. Jay gotta go.
He is the most emotional friend that I have. And it's quiet. See, y'all don't get it.
That's
Jay
right.
Black's
That's right.
emotions,
That's right.
they go. Like I'm telling you right now, he's not gonna be good for tomorrow. I've already planned my mindset out regardless. Like this is not gonna change my spirit, regardless on which way this goes.
This
Like-
time, 4 years ago, around this time, I was stressed out. And I got on the socials and I was like, we've done our due diligence. Now all that's left is to breathe and to wait, right? But this time, I'm not stressed in my body. I'm not feeling nervous
Right.
in my body. I'm not feeling anxious in my body. I've done my due diligence in all the ways that I know how. I've wielded the energy as a spiritual practitioner. I have called upon the ancestors. I've done my roots work. I have a candle, a white candle on my altar that is lit. I have done all the things.
Yo,
All
the,
the
ans-
things.
the ancestors are tired. They're like, yo, if y'all
No,
don't
they
get
ain't.
y'all still ain't got this right. Y'all still
They ain't
y'all-
tired.
Nah, they still working right now.
They ain't
Ancestors out here
tired.
working right now.
They ain't tired. All them bomb things, all those weird things that are going on in the South. Listen, remember, what is that?
That's
What
what Jay,
is-
that's what Jay, that's
Lexomia.
what Jay got. That's what
That's
Jay
right.
got.
Remember, where was
When
it
you
where
can't
the
sleep
white
and
chair
shit.
came up and the kid jumped in the water and swam? Where
Yeah.
was it? Mississippi?
Mississippi, yeah.
Alabama or something. I don't know.
It was
I don't
one of
know.
them places.
Was it
Listen.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Listen, that's
On the
what the
dock,
ancestors
on the
up there.
waterfront.
On the waterfront. All right, y'all. Listen, everybody hang in
Thank
there.
you, Tawana. I love you, girl.
Thank you, Tawana. Tomorrow, once again, happy
Alabama.
birthday. Happy birthday to my dad and
Happy
everybody.
birthday, Dad.
Right.
Everybody,
Thank
just
God.
watch. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Life will go on. I promise. Life will go
Don't
on.
stress. Don't stress.
Don't. You've done all you can do right now. There's nothing. Every therapist will tell you, is there anything you can do about it? And you go, nope. So what do you think this worry is going to do for you? Except get you sick.
That is
Oh,
true.
Okay.
Well, y'all make sure your passports are up to date.
Because y'all
my
asses ain't
people- my
going
people
nowhere
are from
because y'all
Turks
bank
and
account ain't
Caicos
built to
and
just leave.
Bahamas. So if you see me on the beach in Turks and Caicos, you know that I went back to my ancestral
there.
lands.
And clap it up.
I'm in
Clap it up for
Jamaica,
Envy for making that happen. But if the debates were right and most of us are living check to check, ain't none of us got that check to get on that flight and create a new life
and be
somewhere
over there,
different.
be over there comfortable and shit.
Yes, I'll invite y'all home.
All right, tomorrow morning, y'all, we'll be back at it. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Fight for your happiness. Never let anything, any person, or any election take it from you. For Michael Sean, our guest, Envy McKee, our guest, C. Chung, who's a takeover legend. We got to call him a guest because we never see him. And Jay Blizzy, we are gone. Good luck, everybody.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also